think about this shit wild crazy. Like the way they right now, I don't know if you could, if you take this out, you probably could hear it. Cut this up. The microwaving aspect, the cricket sounds, the cold air, Kanika Jenkins, overblown. They've been microwaving the head overly with the electromagnetics, the different compression, the zaps, the stingers to the air, and all because he reading Wikipedia second coming. Now, if they had turned around and just kept it honest in reference to what was being argued about in reference to the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, as well as the Higgs boson, the Angels and Demons connection, Da Vinci Code, if they would have turned around, meaning others already done been doing it for months. That's why I came across it from their arguing. So they're sitting here guiding others, say this, say that, get them, preach, church, touchdown, jackpot, like back and forth to keep torturing or keep forcing things when word coming out in reference to their voiceovers they doing with these different programmers, as well as the different avatar segments they using relatives to paint a picture to make him a national security issue, which we all went a whole new year from last year of them stating they didn't have one. It was all about organ harvesting, that Ark of the Covenant, that Higgs boson. Now when they start realizing it, they keep jumping television. Well, he's not coming up here. He better not come up there. But what they fail to realize is that one of the main aspects surrounding this Higgs boson was the Mars. Atlas 41V, Mars InSight. And if you study and go back to when the Higgs boson was discovered, you'll go see what experiment discovered it. And when that experiment or when that rocket was initially set to be structured and put together, and when it was set to be originally lifted off, and when did it said that had lifted off would have been May 5th, 2018. And you pay attention, it's crazy because you get 666, but if you get 66, you get KAREAM, you get FOSTER. That would have been 12 letters. The original person come across, they're like, okay, you got that. 2012, they made the announcement of the Higgs boson. July 4th, 2012, after picking them up June 6th, 2012, which would have been 28 days later. If you add my middle name, that gives you 6 more letters, which would be 6, 12, 18, and then you see everything that just escalated in 2018 with, remember, the Atlas in 2012 discovers, the liftoff in 2018. It's already mapped out, meaning they're not denying it no more. Their main thing is just how I'm speaking right now. You hear them slide through the virtual environments, computer-mediated reality, slide to the right, feel the floor, the feet, the pulsation for the vibration, make the levitation. You hear them clicking near the right ear. The sharpness just went inside the ear canal. They got both ear canals cut open with several implants in both. Now they blowing all this cold air right now. It's coming. You don't see nothing there, so they be like, yo, he bugging. He not bugging. You know false flag. You know orchestration, organ harvesting. You know Ark of the Covenant. You know Higgs boson. He not bugging. But it show he being tortured day in, day out. They're assimilating his voice. They keep drugging him as soon as he dozed. Oh, we had him up all night. They've been doing that for months. And he be out. Most time they'll get me up between 3 and 5 o'clock. But other than that, I'll be out most nights. And what they're doing is doing lucid dreams. Like I remember the last 2 of the last 3 days, I remember the lucid dreams. I don't announce them no more. I let them think they mapped it like I've been doing the last few months. And then I spring it on them a week or 2 later and make them have to explain themselves to each other. You understand? I'm not going to go back and forth because you have individuals moving on fear-mongering, shaming, wrongfully accusing, blacklisting, alienating, putting on the defensive, jeopardizing individuals. So I learned most time, even if I do make sense, they're not allowed. Because if I'm sitting here with simulations of relatives that's painting pictures to put people in a certain light, simply to cover up the organ harvesting and things that was surrounding my existence with this Higgs boson, Ark of the Covenant, then I could imagine what they're doing to the individuals they have isolated. I don't care if they tell them they're at work. I don't care if they tell them they're online. I don't care if they tell them, they're part of a rotation. They chasing a bag. Like, I pick up different. I hear what's going on when they're tapping individuals out. Sometimes it'd be about 11 o'clock throughout the last 6-9 months, and different places I'll be. whether it was indoors or outdoors. In my perception, you hear them, all right, that's enough, and they clicking the voices off, and that's when they torture me more overnight. Like, I could come through at least 20 incidents at the heaviest torture, like I'm receiving a pinch in my left foot, feel like another needle. I'm not sure if it is, but at least 20 times the last 6 to 9 months, when the torture is really happening heavy-handed, it's at night. When they did that Brookdale Hospital thing, that doctor stepped in and told him, listen, you can't take him out of here right now. That was August 11th. They did the torture on the, that kidney mines. Like, at the end of the day, like, wait till you go to eat like Prodigy. Like, grabbing, that's torture. Psychological, hit me with the same needles in isolation. Did the same shit June 29th and June 30th in Queens. And then August 12th, the day after the Brookdale situation, you had the individuals connected with the Pentagon in the Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know if you call it a hologram, replica, but my thing is they be like, oh, the pain is real. Like they said, if you think you're being tortured, you're being tortured. But, you know, they use, and once I speak up, when I overhand, they like, once he speak, you're supposed to stop this. So I'm seeing the shadows. This shit not making sense. All these veins popping. Yo, listen, you're supposed to stop this. They said you're supposed to stop it. They got me surrounded by 50 to 100 Caucasian people, calling me all types of niggas and burning crosses, walking through. You know, you want to die tonight. Skin this nigga. And as soon as I pay attention, tell them, yo, listen. They said once I mention this, you're supposed to stop this. They start cutting me open. I start bleeding from what? 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots. And when I go and I notice the blood and I start paying attention, they press some buttons. Like right now I'm hearing the same click, click, click. And then they'll play voices I'm familiar with. At that time they played Nicole English and Levon Arthur and a bunch of, yo, where you at? You can tell they don't even know where the fuck I'm at. But they do that every time I'm being tortured. As soon as I pay attention to what's transpired. This August 12th. This when they still don't have nothing. There's no national security or nothing. The main shit there clashing about the spot. Them organs. We pay for that, or that Ark of the Covenant. Meaning your super weapon. There's 3 other countries up to get it. We're not going to let you fall in somebody else's hands. They had the advantage. What else you said? If half the Jews around the world knew where you was, they would tear the world up coming to get you. And I remember saying, I was like, they probably wouldn't be tearing the world up to come do, you know, what's being done to me, the torture that's being done. And then it's a back and forth. My point is, then once I'm noticing the blood and, the blood running out my foot, big hole burnt through my left thigh, the slice on my arm, and it was a 4th spot with blood. Once I go to that, they play the voices, and then now they got the light keep jumping on the side of my eye. But when you look, they be like, he bugging. What's there? All right, we know what's going on. You heard? False flag organ harvesting, Ark of the Covenant, Higgs boxing. You heard? Like they got caught in their false flag, and then they told everybody it didn't exist. But hold on. After the voices, so when I go there and I know it's voices, I'm paying attention there. Next thing I know, you see them clicking the button, a swarm of mosquitoes. Next thing you know, they come down, I'm lit up. Mosquito bites, left arm, left leg, they swarm on me. So, like, you know, they be like, all right, this is not real, that's not real. At the end of the day, I know what I hear the clashing is about. Organs. And them are different groups of people. The main shit they're clashing about is organs. I paid for this. I already paid. The ACL, you've been on our back 2 weeks. We don't got nothing on him. Y'all paid for this. Somebody got to do something. That was in August. That's in August last year. So if you didn't have a national security issue there, the only thing you keep yelling is this organ harvesting until these other divisions popped up. You know, the Pentagon, DOD, I believe it was called Mossad, I believe it's called Interpro or whatnot. They were speaking in Queens, clashing, telling him leave him alone, like to even paint him in this light. What you do is compromise many other missions that's active. I don't know if they false flag or if they legit. It's not my call. I know my shit is already declared a false flag organ harvesting, Ark of the Covenant, Higgs boxing. But I also know they was checking them last year saying it does not match. You can't do the racist aspect. We done contacted 15 to 20 different races that's all been in communication with them without any criminality. You can't do it. Anti-government, can't do it. Political, you can't do it. You understand? When they went into the term of the religious, you can't do it. It's not religious. You understand? They've been yesing individuals like they was following suit. Like, all right, that's term. I'm being tortured while I'm overhearing this. But they like, yo, he get mad, stay out of his way. It's a trail when it comes to that Ark of the Covenant. Stay out of his way. Like, when it come to the term, but then they put me back in the hoods, and you want everybody, yo, threaten him. Tell him he come here, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. But then they put me, you know, near other areas, you're not humble, I mean, you still throwing food on the ground at me and different things. But when it comes to the pain and the torture, if I start to focus, you play voices. You tap some buttons, all of a sudden, here come all these voices I would be familiar with right there while 50, 100 people walking around me laughing and, you know, same turn. They're not pushing on me until they get me isolated at night. And then that same shit they doing when they was torturing the 80-plus-year-old Eloise Cobbs and shit like that, stripping her neck and making her stand 5 hours there, 7 hours over there. They do the same shit you've been seeing. You probably around the neighbors, they like all the garbage here, garbage there, and then they have her go there piece for piece and pick it up. Sweeping and then mopping all day, all night, for months. And when I try to defend her with the same way with these replicated synthetic clones, organic rope toys, they go, huh, what's up? You will hear them yelling the shit out one window. What? Nigga, you know I killed, they ain't yours, they ain't yours. Talking about the organs and shit, and then come out this motherfucker mouth 15, 20 seconds later. And I know I just heard, I'm not racist or nothing to go through there, but I know it was a foreign accent. At one point it sounded like, you know, German, maybe Italian, maybe, I believe it was Polish. I only say that because when I grew up, it was a cop I grew up around. He had the same, like, overbite talk when he talked. It's just something, I can't really describe it, but I know I'm hearing it, bragging about, you know, her pussy old anyway, I'll kill that bitch again, old hag, yelling it, and then 15, 30 seconds later, without fail, you hear it coming out. The avatar, whatever the fuck you call it. You know I ain't familiar because I can't identify exactly. Y'all got so many different things y'all can utilize, I guess. I don't know them, but I know what I've been observing. I know all the videos y'all got, all the audio of her being tortured for months. Countless videos on 4 different phones showing her being stripped. And either you look that way, stay that way. Yo, look how you looking at his grandmother. But if you don't do it on the fact like that, your daughter gets sold as sex slavery. If you don't do it on the fact like, but even with all that, you do this supposed perv and bug out fiend shit, you still ain't got a national security issue. But you do now due to the shit you bragged about while I'm being tortured. Due to the shit you speak about in great detail. Shannon Gilbert's, Troy Ford's, Kendrick Johnson, Lavina Johnson's, shit you speak about planning, fathers, even these makeups you brag about right here, reference to individuals like Lami Price, Lionel Ashley, you know, Michaela Capers and PJ, you speak in reference what happened with PJ father for not falling in line fast enough in the lineup you did with Sin Hubert. You understand? Or Larry Davis and Corey Davis and Wagner Projects. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm still in a national security issue, and you already admitted on Rick countless times, it was never even about that. About that Ark of the Covenant, that Higgs box and Kareem. You move all the forks and spoons, keep throwing stuff on the floor, I keep going. When I'm outside there, you take every pair of pants, cutting them, putting gum here, smells here, like whatever you could do, just crazy. Yo, he go up, yo, get in front of it, go throw this here, yo, tell him take that, and then come argue with him about that here, like you just did with the 2 eggs. You did that when you was torturing me in the street back in August when y'all said I was the cause of a mob, or rather a gang war and a mob war that was ensuing, that was brewing up. But you're not telling the true reason why is that Ark of the Covenant. Because the Knights Templars as well as the CIA appointed individuals from different gangs, whether to look after me or to provoke me. That way they would have me quarantined off or isolated off for criminality or some kind of incarceration, institutionalization. That way they would have the upper hand on that Ark of the Covenant. So you're not telling them that. Just like you're not telling them it's the same shit with the mob. That's why I could show the same lineup with mob influence when they did the discovery in 2012, also in 2009, also in 2005 and 6, as well as 2004, as well as 2003 in Montauk. The crop. Look at my eyes. Check my temperature. Is he being deceptive? Or he just very, very honest? Just realize everybody don't approve. And if you're involved in this, I tell you, cross your T's, dot your I's. Trust me, they might portray everybody against me, depicted me, ain't got nothing, he destitute, he fair-mongly, he shamed. Look, the nigga's scared. I got a right to be fearful. I got a right to be uncertain, but I also got a right to inform when it comes to individuals that's taking full responsibility and full knowledge of what really is at stake with Kareem Foster, or in the case of CERN, All these particle sellers, Kareem Lake, Chad Foster, 666, Kaream, middle name Lechaz, last name Foster. That's 666. If you look at the middle name, Charles Francis Pierre Demores, you look at the first name, it was never meant to be religion. So they failing on that national security, false flag, Patriot Act aspect, but they still utilizing individuals to help them portray and fake and pump fake the situation by leading. Yo, we just trying to bug them out. We just trying, make them extremely, he touched, but you want psychotic, deranged, and you leading them to believe, we do this all the time, like Damian World Hardy or something like that, but it's not that type of ball game. Look at what kind of era you living in. You let them paint me as a national security over a religion or a race or political shit they already admitted 100 times over never exists. What you're doing is opening up them floodgates, and there's no way to close them. That's like Katrina 2.0. Them levees drop, can't contain that, and the ones that's guiding you try to get them on the phone after. Voicemail, disconnected, Facebook's snaps, and shit's took down. As long as I know I gave you what if to consider, I'm attempting to do my part. That's it. That's it. Don't sleep on nobody. Take a dirt nap. Don't trust everybody that puts you in a sleeper.